Hello, welcome to another Doing Stuff with me, Beard. I'm going to be working on the Swift some more, but I've been buying parts. I've bought fuel pump, some bits to make a gasket. I've actually bought like a brake light thing as well, but that's for another day. I don't think we'll get the job fully completed today because I still need to drill out the bolt hole that's got a snapped off bolt in it on the tank. But I just want to try and get the fuel sender together with the fuel pump, which might be a bit tricky, I don't know. The fuel pump that I've bought is quite a bit smaller than the original one, so I've got to chop off some bits and hope that it's just going to go together the way I think it will in my head. I mean, it's nothing overly complicated. It's just sizes of pipes and things are all a bit different, so we'll see. I might end up having to get an aftermarket, like an adapter or something to go on the top of the tank and drill out what's currently there. But we don't know until we try, and we might as well try using what's there first. But before that, I've been doing some bits off camera, which I will show you now. So yeah, we're inside the Swift, and I've been doing some of the wiring stuff. So currently it's kind of just taped in place. That might end up being a permanent fixture, I don't know. But I either need to do that, or I need to get some like zip tie stick-on clip places, which might be my next bet, with like 3M pads that hopefully hold in place better. One of the original kind of clip in place things is like a little welded on metal tab, but unfortunately that's broken off on one side. But yeah, for now, tape. But yeah, so I've kind of got it going where I want it to go. So it goes into the arch area, around the back here, down, and I've decided that I can't be bothered to try and feed it through here. The holes and stuff, there's too many sharp edges and things, and I'm not particularly happy about that. So I'm going to feed it down under. I'm making a panel to go over here. I did that I did the template for it in a previous video. So yeah. So I've got some of the wiring in place. I've got like the speaker wires back in place. So I need to get this fuel tank done so I can kind of get everything together and know where everything's going properly. So that's why we're back on that. And I finally pulled my finger out and bought a fuel pump and some bits to hopefully make it work. We shall see. Yeah. So let's get on with the fuel pump, shall we? Stop procrastinating. So just for reference, this is the original setup. You can see that, big ass diameter pump. Thought the thing comes back on itself, and this is what I've got to replace it. It's about like 10mm less on diameter, if I remember rightly. Bigger plug on top. It came with the completely wrong sock for it, which isn't great. But thankfully I don't need that one. I need this now. The only difference between these is that this is a little bit longer, but I think it hopefully still fit inside of there's like a little box section where all this sits inside the petrol tank. So what I'll do now is I'll just swap this round so you can see what it looks like with, I'm trying to leave everything in its bags until I actually need to take it out. I'll give you a rough idea of what it's going to look like when they're together. Now, what way did I think I was going to do this? I'll have to work that way around. That sits there. And that goes sort of like that. So as you can see, sort of a rough layout. It's vaguely the same, or as close as damn it. so like I say, hopefully it should still fit. But what I'm going to have to do is chop this back to be able to get a bit of fuel pipe on. So get that on as far as I can, and then that bit goes on there, and then it comes with a wiring plug which will go one way round or another in here, and I think it'll the earth back to here, and the power source is there. If I remember rightly, that's the way around. Yeah, power and earth to the casing. So yeah. So off camera, chopped off the thing for the old one. Just hacksawed it. Cleaned up the end of it. Stuck this tube on, and now I can't get off. Just to make sure that the fuel line thing that came with it fits. Gave it a bit of a file. I've realised that I don't have everything that I need. So I'm kind of just going to go with concept fit for now. So what I want to be able to do is I'm not going to put that in fully. I want this to be on here. Held in place with a Jubilee clip, I think. For now, I don't have the right size Jubilee clip. Leave with a zip tie attached to it. But for now, for what I need to do, it shall be enough. So we've got that on there. We'll have this on here, so that needs cutting down a bit. We will have plug, coming out here. Power actually quite nicely. It's going to go to there. Now the earth is the only one that I'm not too sure about right now. Part of me is thinking reuse the old earthing point. This was the old earthing point, which to me makes sense. So if I just put the original bolt back in, with a nice short lead up to it, screw that into there, and that's the same earthing point as before. So I think I'm probably going to do that. It also means that I mess around with less of the actual sender. Oh, this is supposed to be on there as well, just as a, might even get a bit of, I've got a bit of fuel pump hose in a box of stuff, and just split it and put it underneath so it's got like a rubbery support so it doesn't hopefully vibrate. So I think what I'll do is I can sort out the, let's make this a little bit longer just in case I fuck this up. If we go from there, that touch longer as well, actually. Let's get that off. There we do. Whoop. much of this you can see because I didn't really reset the camera up for doing it. There you go. That's one. And now that I've undone that, let's put that back together again. So we also need to do the earth one. Now I need to go get the screw for the earth. Fucking hell, the sun's going nuts. It's alright. I wasn't expecting it to be quite this warm. So let's say to there, it's actually way longer than we really need, but again, I'm never really confident I'm not going to screw this up. It's supposed to be raining now. Not that I'm complaining, but ooh. Car launched. So let's do this. Oh wait, which way around did I do it last time first? It was this way first, wasn't it? There we go. Oh, so we've got, what have we got? Plug-in fuel pump. We need screw for earth. Yeah, it's that one. Sweet. So we have fuel pump. Actually, shall we chop ourselves? Right, can I fit this in place? Yes, I can mostly fit this in place, because the only thing I am lacking is, so if I get that, so that's going to be roughly there, that's going to go to that point, that's going to go to there, this is going to go here, which will be from there to about here. They need to go on there. I think this one's going to be harder to put on than the other side, so that's oh, maybe not. So we've got that in there, this going onto here. That will be on there. This side will be over there further. I think I have a needle cutting that a little bit too short. thing that I was going to do is I was going to have that over the top. 2 seconds again. So do I need to put like a little rubbery bit in to help with vibration? Who knows? I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. This is why I don't do tutorials, because you can never really know if you're doing things right unless it's your job, and that isn't a guarantee that you're doing it right. You could have just been doing it wrong your entire career. Yeah, this isn't exactly easy. I want to do it. Why am I making life so difficult? No. Let's do this again. Either way. Let's do it. So it's I don't know if I like this idea. Do I like this idea or not? It does isolate the... Right, where's my makeshift utility clip? I didn't make that thing off. Oh, I also... I broke the zip tie. Alright, let's pull that on there. Let's get this going. I'll just see if this even vaguely works like this. I think I'm doing this with a Jubilee clip, so I can be able to put a little bit more oomph behind it. So that is going to sit like that. I don't like that at all. That's a very bad idea. Let's give up on that idea. The original one was just sat against this. Hello, this is Future Beard. Yeah, I got really lazy and I haven't edited this video until almost 2 weeks after filming it. But I also decided to split it into half. So in the next part, we'll be looking at making a gasket for the fuel tank. But in those 2 weeks, I did actually finish up my little fuel sander thing. So what I did was, you can see that okay, I ordered some fuel safe hosing to wrap around the fuel pump to protect it from vibration a bit better, and yeah, got it all clamped up, so it's technically ready to go back into the fuel tank. I just need a fully usable fuel tank. I started trying to drill out, I was hoping that I could get the old screw out, and I haven't been able to, so I've ordered a tap to try and drill it out and tap it to the right size, or clean it up so I can at least get a bolt back in there again. But yeah, so that's the fuel pump. The fuel pump is kind of ready to go into the car. I've got a fuel sock. The next video there'll be a gasket being made, and yeah, it's getting there slowly. Like I say, I'm going to order some fittings and things to put it all back together and put it under the car. Yeah, it's getting there slowly. So as always, if you've watched to the end, thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.